At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. There's a lot of information out there on YouTube, right? I mean, for men, there's information talking about how to get a woman to have a one-night stand. And for women, there's information on how to steal the bag from a man, right? And everybody's eating this up. But what I've noticed over the last 2.5, 3 years, during my one-on-one consultations with both men and women, I'm noticing that people are still asking about how to find that 5% woman, or people are still asking about how to correct or maintain their current relationship. Now that leads me to believe two different things are going on, right? One, all these bad B independent women are still looking for good men, and two, all these brothers that are saying, you know what, I no longer even entertain women are still looking for a 5% woman, right? Now today I'm going to be the bearer of bad news, because today I want to talk about why most people will never find Mr. or Mrs. Right. Let's talk about it. So my first reason on why most people will not meet Mr. or Mrs. Right is because people have simply drank the Kool-Aid. And what I mean by that is, you can get on YouTube 7 days a week and find a plethora of information on why men are dogs and why all women are like that. And it's caused just this tension between genders over the years where now it's normal. It's normal, right? But no one has just paused for a minute and asked a question like, how do we get here? Like surely you don't think that the Creator made us to be at odds? When we talk about generations before us, like when I talk about my parents and grandparents and people before us, yeah, there were issues as far as men and women, but there was never straight beef like it is nowadays. I mean, we've simply bought the hype, you know what I mean? I mean, even in the animal kingdom, you don't see animals just completely going away from the opposite gender and becoming extinct. So you would think that at some point in time, mankind would say, you know what, like where did this come from? Why do I have these thoughts, and why are things like they are? And want to get to the bottom of it, right? See, it goes back to like the book, The Art of War, where it says divide and conquer. That's simply what's taking place. It's like two people getting arrested for a crime, right? Now, as soon as the police get these people, the first thing they're going to do is separate them. Now, once they get these people separated, they have time to pump whatever narrative they want down their throats, right? Now, in a short amount of time, they can have these two people at odds against each other without even really knowing why. That's what's happened between man and woman today. Now, let me be clear. Am I saying that all men and women are relationship or wife and husband type material? Hell no. I was the first to say that 95% of women aren't even worth entertaining, right? But the thing I had to realize is that, when I was, making my older videos on my older channel, talking about certain women, what I had to realize is that, I had to take a look in the mirror. All the thoughts and all the energy vampires and all the Jezebels that I was attracting, I was bringing those things into my life because that's what I was at that time. So again, no, not everybody is worth giving your time and energy to, but you have to get out the mindset that the whole world is just not good to go. Now, my second reason on why most people will never find Mr. or Mrs. Right is because they choose to be society pleasers. And what I mean by that is this. In order to find the person that's really for you, right, you have to know who you are. And when I say know who you are, I'm not talking about like knowledge of self as far as like, enlightenment with the Most High. I'm talking about knowing who you are as far as like being honest with yourself on what you like in a person. Because what most people do, they end up getting with people that society has placed in a box for them, right? For example, a man that's in corporate America, he'll tend to lean toward, a woman of a certain aura. Maybe she's in corporate America also. Maybe she's a little snooty or a little high society. There are just certain elements, types of people that fit in certain factions, right? And then the people that don't know really what they want, all they want to do is get the type woman or man that mama like or grandmama and them like. You know what I'm saying? They'll look at the characteristics of their mom and their grandparents or the characteristics that they think they'll like. And these are the type of women they'll start, going out trying to get just so they can bring home and put smiles on mama's face, But what you have to understand is that, like, your mom only have to see this woman, during family reunions and Thanksgiving dinner. Like, this is the person you're gonna be with. So a person that's trying to please the whole family is definitely going in the wrong direction, right? And then you have those people that just live in fear of what they want. And what I mean is this: like you have some people that may like people of the other race. You might have some men, black men and black women that like, white men and women or Hispanic or Asian. And the thing is, a lot of people are fearful of that. They're so worried about what people are going to say, and they end up just missing out. My thing is this, I hear a lot of brothers and sisters looking at people dating outside of their race, and it's like they always have something to say. But in my mind, I'm just like, why do you give a All I'm saying is this: I know people, both men and women, that are attracted to people outside of their race, but they're scared to act on it just because they're worried about what everybody else is going to think, right? And to me, to be a person and to be worried about what somebody else is doing, it's coming from a place of lack. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. I know some white guys, man, that only talk to sisters, and in my mind, I'm like, I get it. I'm like, have you seen these sisters? Like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, man, you have to know who you are. You have to be confident. I mean, you have to be comfortable, and you have to be honest with yourself on what it is you like. You hear me talk about it all the time. I like women with like a certain little bit of, sprinkle or something in them, just because I know what I like. I've dated the cookie cutter, upstanding certain kind of woman, and even though these are good women, they just don't check the boxes for me to keep me focused. So the women I like, society might say, oh, well, these women are a little edgy or whatever, but it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not getting ready to go from being single to getting into a relationship with somebody where my eyes are going to consistently be caught by other type women that I'm really attracted to. So it's all about being honest with yourself. And this is one of the reasons why most people will never meet Mr. and Mrs. Right, Now, my third and final reason on why most people will not find Mr. and Mrs. Right is because of old lenses, right? So these are my glasses, right? They're hulled out. These are some glasses that I found in a box while moving about 3 years ago. And these glasses have to be about 3 or 4 years older than that because I hadn't been to the eye doctor. So, you can see these things are jacked up, bent. I mean, they're all kind of jacked up. The inside is missing. But the thing is, these glasses were better than my current situation. So I would rock these when I was driving at night. I might sneak them in a movie theater and put them on at the last minute. And I roll with it, But I guess the universe got tired of me looking like freaking Jamie Foxx and Spider-Man, and I lost these things, man. So about 3 months ago, I lost them. So I went about a month with no glasses. But I'm driving in Houston back and forth so much. I'm driving, to Longview at night so much. I said, I have to get glasses. So I went and got some new glasses. Then boom, I went and got some of these, right? I got these here a couple of weeks ago, what I'm saying? A swabbed up type thing, And what I noticed about these, as soon as I got in the car and I'm driving back home, I had to cut the radio down. Because the thing that was blowing my mind, I couldn't understand how, driving the same roads I drive every day, I was seeing so much different. I was seeing trees that I hadn't seen before. I was seeing neighborhoods in the distance and billboards and water towers. It was almost like a whole new world. I couldn't understand how I was just seeing all these new things, you know? It was almost like somebody had just put some virtual reality glasses on me. And I'm telling you, old lenses is gonna be the primary reason that most people won't find Mr. or Mrs. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that everybody has a type, including me, right? If I can just sit back and look at all the women that I've been in relationships, over the past X amount of years, the far majority of them fall into the same category. The far majority, have the same common denominator, right? So I'm fully aware that I have a type. But this is the thing, if we knew what was best for us, if we knew what kind of person was best for us, then odds are we would have already found that person. So apparently what we've been doing in the past isn't working. So what a lot of us have to do is look at the world as far as men and women through different lenses. You know what I'm saying? Going back to, if you've always dated corporate America women and you haven't been satisfied, maybe you need to start looking at the hippie neo soul type women. You know what I'm saying? If you're a woman and you've always dated 6'9" brothers that play ball on the weekend, right? But they've always dogged you out. Maybe you need to start looking at the 5'6", 5'7" brother that's into tech, into other things. Maybe this is the brother that's gonna treat you like you want. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, again, if we knew what was best for us, then we would have already had that. So looking at the world through different lenses is going to be the number one reason that most people aren't going to find Mr. or Mrs. Right. At the end of the day, people are still going to do whatever it is they want to do, right? I mean, you're still going to have brothers that say, you know what, all women are like that, and it's just in my best interest to leave them all alone, and I respect that. And then you're going to have some women that say, you know what, all men are dogs. I'm just going to try to use them up for their bag on some city girl stuff and roll like that, And either way, soul is not going to lose any sleep over anybody else's decision, right? But for the people that still say, you know what, something is not right with the way things are. Like I understand there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of mess going on, but this isn't natural. And there are still people that are saying, you know what, I believe that there's some good left out there. For these people, it's just a matter of first looking in the mirror and then second, learn to start thinking differently, start thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying? I think Einstein said it best. You can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. That's pure insanity.
At ease!
At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. You know what one of the hardest mental blocks to overcome is? It's mind over matter. Because it's hard to be in this world, to see a thing for what it is, but to somehow overcome this thing by outthinking it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to see the results you get, right, on a daily basis, but somehow change that in the mind, right? But the thing is this is where people get confused. It's not about convincing yourself that this is not real, It's more about just understanding what it is you're looking at. See, you have to understand that the results you're seeing on a daily basis is just a reflection. It's just a replay. It's kind of like watching a football game, right? You watch a football game and you're watching a play and it's exciting. Now, once that play is over and they're showing you that play again on the replay, that initial energy is gone. Now your observation of this thing is more of just, observing what went right, observing what went wrong. That's the way we have to look at life. We have to understand that life is just a replay. And in this third dimension, yes, we need to enjoy it, but at the same time, we just need to sit back and see, what was I doing right? What was I doing wrong in my thoughts? You know what I'm saying? There was a brother I was talking to a few days ago, man. And we were just talking.